This week, the energy is the Hanged Man. So something that you were trying to move forward has now stalled. Matters are in limbo, and perhaps this is an agonizing wait. There's some kind of reversal where a situation was moving forward and now that action has slowed. Now, perhaps for some of you, this is a conscious choice. You've decided that you want things to go slowly. You're taking your time for whatever reason. And in the process of this experience, you're gaining some kind of enlightenment. There's an important lesson. It feels like you're being tested somehow. And whatever occurs requires a readjustment. And perhaps you even change your mind. Now, this card has a strong tie to Neptune. And for some of you, maybe that's a Pisces person. Right now, Neptune is in retrograde. And when it turns backwards, it pushes you to look at your belief system, what you have faith in. Have you deluded yourself? So you could be changing your mind about something, or someone could be trying to change your mind. Now, for some of you, there's something unexpected that's occurring that creates change in your domestic affairs or your career, or you're looking at some kind of spiritual situation. And so you may be making some kind of what you feel is a necessary sacrifice. Try to be as objective as you can, how you view yourself, how you view other people and situations, because you stand more to gain by standing back and, trying to remove emotion from a situation. Because a new perspective or a new approach is going to help you make sense of something so that you can make peace with it. Maybe it's the past. Maybe you're having to reevaluate your goals for the future. But if you step back, you can gain some greater clarity. Now, for some, it's going to be easy for you to make some realistic decisions or to achieve your goals because you're going to maintain a peace of mind, a tranquility, a serenity that's going to allow you to think clearly. And if you've experienced a setback or a reversal, you're not going to let that dampen your spirit or break your determination. That may even strengthen it. And also, this is a card that ties to guilt. So you're not going to allow people to guilt trip you into a decision or a course of action or how you feel about yourself, especially if you know you don't deserve it. Now, you may be willing to make some sacrifices, and perhaps those really don't serve anything. You're a martyr for a cause that makes no sense. You're not getting anything out of your sacrifice. There's nothing of value to it. Maybe you're doing this because you've got a lot of self-doubt. You don't know if you're doing the right thing. And because of that, you may be very vulnerable to the influence of others, people that you think know best. This may be searching for that guru or the spiritual truth or that advisor. But maybe following the path of least resistance is what comes naturally for you, or that's the easiest thing, but it's not necessarily the best thing. Maybe it's easy for you to hide your frustration about a situation, or you think you are, but that's just going to come out as resentment in another scenario. So, maybe you're really upset about one thing, but you're not addressing that directly. And so it plays out as a disagreement about something totally different. Every loose end you skip over is going to come up somewhere else. So if you think you're ready to start moving in a better direction, you need to be determined to do so, because you could easily fall back into old habits. Maybe you're limiting yourself. Maybe it's an attitude or an outlook. So being objective, maintaining your composure allows you to make some kind of progress. And this momentary pause indeed serves a purpose. Now, maybe you have to surrender to the opposing viewpoint. Maybe you have to release your personal will or take a different angle on a situation. Some of you are dealing with selfishness or, people that don't have boundaries. Maybe you have unhealthy boundaries. Maybe you can't get a real commitment. When Neptune is moving backwards, it's really hard to sustain a relationship. It's hard to rely or depend on the words or actions of others. Some of you, maybe you're dealing with some kind of deception here, something hidden, a betrayal, some insidious influence that you don't quite understand. Now, this may take the form of a literal sense, this waiting. Maybe you're in a waiting room, or maybe you are a hospital patient, or you're dealing with a hospital patient, or someone who is confined, or maybe you're dealing with a spiritual person. In some cases, maybe you're dealing with an unwelcome guest. But the key is tranquility, composure. The more objective you can be, the more you stand to gain. Your composure is likely to be pushed to the limit. You will be tested to look at things in a different light.